Hello and welcome to a very wet Wednesday here in the island of Phuket, Thailand. Great to bring you all the latest news from around Thailand. Quite a lot happening, a lot politically in the undercurrent and probably not anything worth sort of reporting at the moment, except for this story. And this is from nationthailand.com. Pita cleared in first round of media shareholding inquiry. And the Election Commission's Investigation Committee on Monday resolved that the election watchdog should dismiss an appeal against Move Forward leader and PM candidate Pita Limjareonrat regarding his holding of shares in ITV. In July, the Election Commission ordered a probe against Pita after political activist Rungkrai Likit Watana filed a complaint that he was not qualified to run in the election as he held 42,000 shares in a media company, ITV. Rungkrai alleged that ITV was still an active media firm. The Constitution bars persons holding shares in media company from running in an election. The source said that the Election Commission's Investigation Committee found that ITV was not active nor had any earnings from the media business during the MP application period. Therefore, the appeal should be dismissed. And it says the committee will forward its decision to the Election Commission subcommittee for consideration of the appeal, which will later propose its decision to election commissioners to make a final decision. That's a whole lot of gobbledygook saying that he's not quite cleared yet. It has to be approved by another body in the Election Commission, but probably good news for Pita. Not that it really matters, because it's already been shown that the senators are not going to support him or his party no matter what they do. So they're sort of just treading water at the moment, whilst Pheu Thai still try and pull together a majority. And from what we've been reading the last couple of days, they're trying to woo the two uncle parties, Palang Pracharat and the UTN party, United Thai Nation Party. And if they get them on board, they'll probably get a majority. But they're going to have a lot of problems with their voters, the Move Forward voters. And I'm not really sure how that's going to transpire in the next election. Suffice to say, I'm sure Pheu Thai will be punished. So that's about all we've got politically today. Let's move on to other news. And from thailandnews.co, Thai police request death penalty for Daniel Sancho after concluding that it was a premeditated murder. The Deputy Police Chief of the Thai Police, Surachat Hakpan, better known by the nickname Big Joke, revealed on Tuesday that the motive for the premeditated crime of Daniel Sancho was that he did not want to be trapped by his victim, the surgeon Edwin Ariata. In a press conference held at the police station on Koh Pha Ngan, the island where the crime occurred, Big Joke, why don't you just call him Surachat Hakpan? That's his real name. Oh dear. Described the events as premeditated murder and confirmed that the death penalty is usually requested, and further down there, after confirming that the police investigation has been completed and that the case is in the hands of justice, he ruled out that there are other people involved in the murder, the dismemberment and the disappearance of the body. He's also pointed out that the Spaniard, who's been in prison for a week, used two knives, one of them a butcher knife, to kill and dismember Ariata. And as we read this news, we do have quite a bit of rain falling outside the window there. And police have concluded that Sancho had planned the crime before Ariata's arrival on the island. As for the modus operandi, he explained that Sancho punched Ariata, who hit the sink, but also that he'd stabbed him, and then, when he was already dead, cut him into pieces. However, the police chief had asked to wait for the final result of the autopsy to know exactly if the cause of death was the blow to the head or the stabbing. And then finally, in that thailandnews.co article, the police are sure that they have not found any traces of alcohol or narcotic substances in Daniel Sancho's body. And regarding the crime scene, the police have pointed out that Sancho got rid of all Ariata's belongings except for money, about $9,000 that were in a safe of the room. And to some Euronews.com coverage of that story, and Spaniard facing death penalty in Thailand in gruesome murder and dismemberment case. 10 days after one of Thailand's most heinous murders, police on the resort island of Koh Pha Ngan say they've closed the case and are seeking the death penalty for Spaniard Daniel Sancho. They say the Spaniard stabbed Arrieta in the chest, and then when he fell, the surgeon hit himself on the sink. So they're publishing a timeline of events that seems to be more determined than that outlined by Surachat Hakpan at the media conference. We've consulted with the prosecutor on some of the evidence, and it's consistent enough to charge him with premeditated murder, which carries the death penalty. And according to the investigation, Sancho wanted to end their relationship, and the Colombian refused to do so. And the Spaniard told the media that, "I felt like a hostage in a glass cage. I am guilty, but I was Edwin's hostage. He held me hostage. It was a glass cage, but it was a cage. He destroyed my relationship with my girlfriend. He made me do things I would never have done." And speaking on Spanish television, Sancho said the Thai police had taken him to a luxury restaurant for dinner to celebrate his cooperation with the authorities. Well, if you're ever thinking about confessing to Thai police in the future, there's some encouragement. At least you're going to get a nice meal. And then he says, "I'm very well. The police treat me very well. They treat me so well, I'm having dinner with them at the best hotel on the island, the Anantara." He told a journalist in a statement that was later denied by the restaurant itself. And then just a few days earlier, the Spaniard had gone into a supermarket to buy knives and cleaning products, where he was caught on security cameras. As if that were not enough, he threw the receipts in the same bag where the body was found. Evil is one thing, dumb is another altogether. So that's the latest news about Daniel Sancho, that horrific murder on the island of Koh Pha Ngan. And moving on to a follow-up from a story a couple of months ago, you might remember the Australian couple. They were visiting Khao Lak in southern Thailand, and the woman fell. She fell from a step, hit her head, causing horrific injuries. Well, sad news to report from abc.com.au. Singleton grandmother Kylie Enright dies 3 months after Thailand accident. The family of a Hunter Valley woman who suffered a severe head injury in an accident in Thailand earlier this year has shared their grief at her death this week. Kylie Enright's husband Paul said she died in hospital on Tuesday. And the couple from Singleton had been in Thailand less than 12 hours when Ms. Enright tripped down some stairs and hit her head, leaving a bar in Khao Lak. That happened on May the 28th. She spent 3 weeks in Bangkok Hospital in Phuket before flying back to Australia on a medically supervised flight in June. And in the sidebar it says a fundraiser raised more than $220,000 to bring her home to recover in the John Hunter Hospital. In a post on Facebook yesterday, Mr. Enright said Kylie suffered a second brain bleed on Sunday morning that was catastrophic and unsurvivable. And down the bottom there it says Kylie passed away peacefully, surrounded by her loved ones. And just in the caption of the photo of Kylie there it says, Paul Enright says thanks to Kylie's generosity, up to 8 people will receive her organs. So a sad postscript there to the fate of Kylie Enright, who has died 3 months after that fall in Khao Lak. This is TNT, Tim Newton today. If you haven't already done so, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. And as I keep on saying, it doesn't cost you anything, and you're not going to get any emails or reminders or anything from us. It just helps us with the YouTube algorithm. We ticked over 25,000 subscribers, so we're delighted and very grateful. And when I say we, people say, who's this we you talk about? Well, it's me and the 2 cats. That's about as sad as it is. And a big thank you to our sponsor, 5 Star Marine. Now, they've put a link in the description, and they change the discount all the time, but it's there. If you click on that link, you can read all about it. Thank you, 5 Star Marine. So a lot of talk in the past couple of weeks about possible changes to visas, nothing concrete, but what we do know is that there are some changes on the horizon for people seeking and currently on the Thailand Elite visa. So let's read the latest on this one from patiamail.com. Thailand Elite cancels visa change at the last minute. In amongst all these advertisements, let's see if we can find the actual story. On the very last enrolment day, August the 15th, which was yesterday, that holders of the 5-year Elite Easy Access 5-year visas had been instructed to submit an application for a 15 years upgrade to 20 years in total. They've received an email from the Thailand Privilege Card Company informing them the new rule has suddenly and abruptly been scrapped. So people are going to have up to the middle of September to apply for one of the old Thailand Elite products. But people who were on the 5-year Easy Access Thailand Elite product, they had to apply before yesterday, according to the earlier information from Thailand Elite, if they wanted to upgrade to the 20-year product, which meant they could get in at the current price. But apparently that August the 15th deadline has been, as this article says, abruptly been scrapped. Let's see what's going on. The most likely reason for the cancellation, the article says, is legal advice to top elite management that they could face action in the courts from some visa holders, arguing that their terms and conditions had been arbitrarily altered and with hardly any notice. There are currently 25 to 30,000 elite members under all programs, with the most popular option being Easy Access. So that's the 5-year multiple entry visa. The cost currently is 600,000 baht, which means you can stay in Thailand for the whole time, or you've got multiple entry to come and go as you please. Now, as regards new and fresh elite applications, paperwork must be submitted by September the 15th to qualify for any elite visa plan under the old regulations. Then it says the current programs will then be scrapped for new enrolments, and a fresh tariff, details not yet known, will take effect at the beginning of October. Now, it's widely assumed that elite visas, which allow for stays between 5 and 20 years, with or without family members, will then be fewer in number and more expensive to buy. And it says social media rumours suggest that the 5-year option will jump from 600,000 baht to 1 million plus, and the cheapest 20-year visas from 1 million baht to 5 million. I've heard so many rumours about this, even speaking to agents who work with Thailand Elite very closely. Nobody really knows, so these are literally rumours. Although Elite membership does not offer Thai citizenship, a second passport or even permanent residency, it does carry perks such as fast-track immigration, free medical checkups and substantial discounts on hotel bookings, golf courses, retail outlets and the like. Now, I acknowledge a lot of you are not either members or able to apply for membership of Thailand Elite, but the next couple of paragraphs do apply to you. And patiamail.com says the elephant in the room is the future of all Thai visa programs and not just elite options. A Deputy National Police Chief stated recently that some annual renewable visas are too cheap, while criticising corrupt practices in the issue of retirement, study and voluntary visas. I think he means volunteer visas. Meanwhile, the issue of some foreigners not having medical cover and being unable to pay their hospital bills is still a hot potato in political circles. The last major overhaul of Thailand's visa regulations and fees was almost 20 years ago. And then finally, on the other hand, Thailand must aspire to be competitive with other Southeast Asian countries who are just as keen to increase tourist and expat numbers. Thailand, in its hunt for high tourist spenders and wealthy expats, must be careful not to throw the babies out with the bathwater. So quite a good roundup there from patiamail.com. And as we've said, it looks like those changes in Thailand Elite program are happening, even though it looks like they've amended a few deadlines. But as far as other visas are concerned, nothing has been decided at the moment. Now, it may be that the new government may be asked to look at changes, possible changes to some of the current long-term visas, but nothing has been forwarded to the government, nothing has been decided. We will go out of our way to keep you up to date if anything is said. This is the TNT program. Thank you very much for dropping in. And a follow-up to the departure of two of His Majesty the King's sons, and CNN International reporting that King's estranged sons say they hope to return soon after surprise Thailand visit fuels speculation. And two estranged sons of Thailand's King Maha Vajiralongkorn said on Monday they hope to return to the country soon after an unexpected visit that had fueled speculation among many in the kingdom. Well, unexpected by Thais, but otherwise I think was quite well manicured. The brothers' surprise visit was their first back to their homeland in 27 years, and the older brother said, "The week has passed quickly. There are many things I want to do and fulfill, but there is little time. Since I've returned to Thailand this time, I've received warmth from everyone I've met. I've met various Thais and been able to talk to them closely. Returning to Thailand after so long away has filled the holes in my heart. There is such a great feeling." Their return sparked interest among many in the kingdom and drove speculation that the sons may officially be welcomed back into the royal family after almost 3 decades of estrangement. So these are comments made basically as a doorstop as the brothers were departing from Suvarnabhumi Airport back to the US. And as this next paragraph says, Vajiralongkorn did most of the talking, holding the hand of his younger brother, who remained mostly silent throughout. During a brief mention of his father, Vajiralongkorn's voice notably trembled. "I'm grateful for His Majesty the King's kindness, as well as the nation. I'm happy to be born in Thailand. This time I have to leave again. I hope in the future I and my brothers and family will be able to visit Thailand again." And finally, it's unclear whether the sons met with King Vajiralongkorn. So international coverage there of the visit of those two brothers, the estranged brothers, both sons of King Vajiralongkorn of Thailand. So a quick political update on TNT. We go to Al Jazeera. Thailand's Move Forward Party refuses alliance with runners-up. So this is basically the Pheu Thai party who's trying to cobble together a coalition at the moment. They approached the Move Forward Party, the party that got the highest number of primary votes in the last election, saying, "Hey, look, I know we kicked you out of the coalition, but would you still support our Prime Minister?" It looks like Move Forward have said, no. And the Al Jazeera article says Thailand's been under a caretaker government for 5 months. So I thought, oh, no, it's only 3 months. But in fact, if you think about it, there was a caretaker government 2 months before the election after the parliament was dissolved and the election campaign got underway. And the Al Jazeera story says Thailand's election-winning Move Forward Party declined to back former alliance partner Pheu Thai's attempt to form the next government, calling it a distortion of the election outcome. And the Move Forward Secretary-General says the formation of government now is not reflective of the people's voice and distorts the will of the people in the elections. An alliance between them collapsed after a bicameral parliament, over which the Royalist military command's significant influence, rejected Move Forward Party leader Pita Limjareonrat's prime ministerial bid twice last month. A bicameral parliament talking about a joint sitting of the lower house and the upper house. And critics have accused Pheu Thai of outmanoeuvring Move Forward to ensure it leads the government. Pheu Thai's insisted it only withdrew its support when it was clear that Move Forward could not win the backing of the legislature, where it encountered resistance to its liberal anti-establishment agenda. So not much more to report on that matter. If there is something concrete, some important milestone, we'll certainly bring that to you. And to this story, goodbye Family Mart, hello Tops Daily in Thailand. I was going to bring this story to you 2 days ago, but just haven't had time over the past 2 days. So very briefly, it's time to say goodbye to Family Mart. And this is what it's going to look like in the future. And it looks like a very sort of tangerine, almost red-coloured sign, Tops Daily. Bidding farewell to Thailand, the iconic Family Mart convenience stores is being rebranded as Tops Daily after over 3 decades of service. And the Central Retail Corporation has made the decision to fully transform and rename its iconic Family Mart convenience stores to Tops Daily by the end of this year. So really, as you walk around the streets of Thailand, there are convenience stores everywhere. Most of them are the ubiquitous 7-Elevens, but also Family Mart has been the most prolific alternative. This strategic move comes as CRC's contract for the Family Mart franchise in Thailand is set to expire this year. The rebranding aims to align and streamline CRC's convenience store business under the Tops Daily banner. And that's according to the Chief Operating Officer of CRC. And the number of Family Mart branches in Thailand has declined drastically from 1,135 in 2017 to only 409 in 2023. In contrast, its primary business rival, 7-Eleven, has more than 13,000 branches. So outnumbered 13 to 1. Time to say farewell to Family Mart. And time to say farewell to you as well. Thank you very much for watching over the past 15 minutes. Big thank you to Sean and everybody at 5 Star Marine, our sponsor. There's a link in the description below, and we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.